Money. It affects our everyday life. But how do we make more of it? Manage it. And make sure we make the most of our money. Welcome to Money Mindful, a podcast to teach and support you as you learn to manage your money.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Money Mindful podcast. I am your host, Meaghan Jean Smith. I help entrepreneurial women create their money and life goals. Let's go. I'm going to help you with this today. Before I get into that, I want to remind you that I have a little mini training that's available to you that you can access now by going to my website, moneymindful.com.au. It says, get the free training. If you click on that, you're going to get a 3-day email series that will come out to you with 3 short videos that is going to teach you a process of how to get your ideas out of your head and get them actually created into reality. A lot of us have ideas of stuff that we want to do. We've got business ideas, side hustles we want to do, life goals, money goals. And the very first stumbling block that we often come across is that we don't know how to do it. We don't have a process for creating our goals. So this is that process and it's available for you and I'd love you to have it. So go to the website and pick that up. Okay. One of the common money blocks that I see for entrepreneurial women is not being seen, like not being able to get out there and meet people, right? Like you might feel awkward fitting in at a business or social event. And this is an obstacle. This is a money block in the way of you creating more money. Now, I'm not suggesting that if you're an introvert that you have to go out there and be the life of the party. If you want to create more money in your business, you need to be seen. People need to see you. People need to know who you are so that they can buy from you, right? Whatever that is, because that's a money generating thing, right? Like money needs to find you. And to find you, you've got to be seen and you've got to be able to get out there. So you can be the life of the party or at least have an amazing time when you're in business or social gatherings if you do this. And what I'm about to tell you, you can apply to in-person events, like when you're meeting with people, and you can also do this online. I do this and find it is incredibly helpful for putting myself at ease when I'm going into new situations with people that I don't know. So I'll share an example with you about what happened to me recently. So I was chatting and laughing with yet another colleague at a recent gathering when one of the women there said to me, wow, you know everybody. And from the outside, what I imagined it looked like was that I was great friends with everybody there, right? Because she noticed that I was effortlessly socializing all afternoon and I was genuinely having a great time. And the truth was that some of the women there, I had never met them before. I was meeting them for the first time and I wasn't friends with everybody there, but it looked like I was, right? And it also wasn't pretending. I mean, I genuinely was comfortable and I genuinely was having a good time. And the same is true for when I was at a recent event in Austin. I think I've mentioned just previously on the podcast that I went to the US in April and I was in a room with nearly, I think it was around 1,400 other coaching colleagues from around the world and mainly from America. And many of the women in that room are hugely successful businesswomen and coaches. So, they're 6, 7, and even 8-figure businesswomen. And I take a lot of inspiration from these women. And if I let my brain go unchecked, it would be very easy for me to slip into feeling insecure or inferior or insignificant compared to them, right? If I started going down that track. Yet, just like at the luncheon that I mentioned just before, I effortlessly socialized when I was in Austin at this big event. I made genuine new connections and I had a great time in a room full of mostly strangers. And you might be thinking that I'm just really confident, and you're not wrong. I am a confident person, but this is what I do before I go into a new room, so to speak. There's something specific that I do, and I want you to have this too. Before I go in, I think and I say to myself, I belong here. There's space in that room for me. Okay, so I'll just repeat what I do. So before I go somewhere new, where I'm going to be meeting people for the first time, what I say is I think to myself, I belong here. There is space in that room available for me, right? Like it's safe for me to take up space in that room. I belong here. And I really feel that feeling of belonging in my body, and I believe it. And that is it. All right. And that feeling of belonging changes everything. It changes how I show up. It changes how I speak, and even how I physically position myself in the room. All right. I don't stand at the edge of the room. I don't avoid eye contact because I'm thinking I belong, and I believe it. Now, this might not be the cure for social anxiety, but this might just change the way that you show up in groups and gatherings from here on in. Because whether it's online or in real life, meeting new people, going to events, or participating in groups can be awkward. It can be intimidating, and it can even feel scary, right? And having the ability to show up in business, meet people, and show up like an authentic human, making real connections, can make a huge difference to your bottom line. So the next time you head into a new room, in quotation marks, whether it be a social function or a business event, I want you to think, I belong here. There is space available for me in this room. And I want you to feel it in your body. Feel that belonging in your bones. And then notice what a different experience you have. Belonging and taking up space so you can create the money and life you want starts with a mindset and is then created through the actions that you take. If you're ready to create money, time, and self-love mastery so that you can take your dreams out of your head and into reality, I invite you to apply now for my one-to-one coaching program so that you can get high-level private support to move forward with your dreams. I am taking on new clients in June. I am meeting with people now in consultations to see if we are a good fit. Stop watching others have what you want and create it for yourself. Do yourself a favor, go and book a consultation to meet and find out if you are a good fit for my program. You can do that by going to my website, moneymindful.com.au, book a consultation to work with me, and let's get started in June. Woohoo! Okay, until you hear from me again next week, have an amazing week. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Money Mindful podcast. For more info, visit moneymindful.com.au. For future episodes, be sure to subscribe. And remember, the information in this podcast is of a general nature only and does not take into account your personal circumstances or goals. Please seek professional advice for your own financial needs. Remember to have fun along the way.